Right off a big win, we got to get a friend of the show, contributor for MSG PM, New York Knick legend, the one and only Latrell Sprewell. What's going on, partner?
What's going on, Cass? What's going on, Monica?
All right, Spree, I got to say, you're a little too chill right now. Cass and I are like extra hype, and you're just like, what's going on, y'all?
He's giving me the brawn right now, just doing this.
Extra hype. Never get too high, never get too low. You know what I'm saying?
You know, that's a pro mentality. I ain't mad at that.
I was about to say, that's why he had a pro career, and you and I are sitting here, Cass. But go ahead, Cass, let's jump into it.
That's right. It was Junior Knicks Day in Madison Square Garden, but Julius Randle and Zion Williamson was playing big boy ball, and Julius Randle came out on top. Big one for the New York Knicks. I mean, it's one thing to ball out here, and I know we shouldn't be talking about this, but when it's a national TV game and the world is watching and everybody's watching, there's a little bit more sizzle on that, Spree. So let's talk about Julius Randle's incredible afternoon today against the New Orleans Pelicans.
Oh, man, he was awesome. What can you say? And actually, he got off to a slow start. I don't think he scored in the first quarter, so he picked it up in the second quarter. And from that point on, it was just lights out. Just to see him and Zion going back and forth, it was a lot of fun to watch for sure.
One of the things, Spree, that was huge, obviously, in this ball game was the play that you get from guys that are not necessarily the stars. Whether it's Reggie Bullock, Nerlens Noel, Taj Gibson coming up with big-time rebounds. What does it just kind of say about this team to be on this 6-game win streak as we get closer and closer to the end of the regular season?
Well, I think you want to peak at the right time, and if you can get on a roll like this, it does a lot for your confidence as a team, especially when you have guys coming off the bench, like you said, the support roles guys that are doing their thing and they're contributing to helping you win. I mean, and when you're coming to practice every day and you're winning, it just makes things a lot more fun. Guys are smiling, you know, all your hard work, you see it paying off, and that's what type of atmosphere you want, especially when you're going for a playoff run.
Man, you're talking about those other guys, and one of those guys happened to be a former NBA MVP in Derrick Rose. 20-plus big points off the bench, a huge kick-out three to Reggie Bullock, an even bigger block on a red-hot Eric Bledsoe. Talk to me about D. Rose, man.
Man, I know Julius did his thing, but he was my player of the game, honestly. I think he had his season high with 23 points. But that second quarter, him and Randle, they really got us off to that second the lead in the first half. So I think we were up by 13 at the end of the half. And it was all because of D. Rose and what he was able to do. And, I mean, that defensive play, what can you say about that stop block shot and the assist to get the three? I don't know what Ball was thinking on that three about leaving his man, but I'm thinking, oh, D-Rose, but don't lay it up. Let's shoot the three. But, you know, he kicked it out. And then we got the three. I mean, so for me, he did all the little things. A bunch of times he got to the cup. He didn't make the basket, but other guys rebounded the ball and was able to tip it in. So, I mean, he could have had 30 points if he had made some of those shots. But like I said, other guys were able to get the rebound and get second opportunities and get buckets. And he was just really aggressive, and it was nice to see that.
Derrick Rose tonight with 23, 5 assists, 3 big-time rebounds. But as great as your description of that play was, Spree, we do have the luxury of video. So let's check it out one more time, because how sweet it was.
I can watch this all day long. Let's get to it. Right here. I'm sitting here like, don't lay it up. Don't lay it up. Don't lay it up. Reggie for three. Let's go. Spree.
Reggie for 3. 3 of 5 from behind the arc. So, okay, so that obviously, we're on the right side of that play. But we do have some sound from the Pelicans head coach, Stan Van Gundy, that was passionate.
Our lack of concentration coming out of timeouts, both offensively and defensively, to do and execute what we're supposed to do is not good enough. So we're good enough to compete with people, but we don't do the things at the end of games it takes to win. Part of that's a learning experience, but today, no excuse whatsoever today. None. None. I don't care if you're a senior in high school, you can execute what we were supposed to be doing with 7.8 seconds to go. So no excuse whatsoever.
Man, let me rub the tire tracks off my back for Lonzo and Eric Bledsoe, because Stan Van Gundy threw them completely under the bus for that last play. Sprewell, what are your thoughts on that?
Ooh.
You never want to see that, especially as a player. I mean, there are a number of things that happen during the course of a game that cause you to lose. I mean, you can't just put it on one thing. Obviously, it was a lapse in judgment at that time, but you never want to see your coach going out there and throwing guys under the bus, and vice versa. I mean, coaches make mistakes too, and you never, as a player, want to go in there and say bad things about your teammates or your coaches. So it's just unfortunate, and I don't know. It's one of those things you just brush it off and try to go on to the next game.
Well, get a big brush because there was a lot.
For Alonzo, jeez.
Okay, but in positive parts of that game, Zion, I believe that was his debut at the Garden. Unfortunate that it couldn't be packed the way that we're used to seeing the Garden. He had a solid performance. He and Julius Randle, that matchup lived up to all of the hype. Spree, are you comfortable saying that Zion is one of the faces of the NBA at this point in his career?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, what he's been able to do in this second season, has he played 82 games yet? I don't even know. I mean, this kid he's the way he scores at the basket. He doesn't really have a jump shot yet. So I mean, he doesn't shoot the free throw particularly good as well. So I mean, he has such room for improvement, and he's going to get better as he gets more games under his belt. So it's just fun to watch him play. He's just so athletic and so talented. Like I said, the matchup lived up to the billing today for sure.
Now, Spree, just to switch gears a little bit, there's been a lot of talk. There's about 14 games left in the regular season before the play-in tournament starts, and guys like Luka Doncic, Mavericks owner Mark Cuban, have been saying that they're not necessarily big fans of the tournament, and they don't really see the point in working all this season to make it come down to one game. Tell that to a bunch of college players. But, Spree, would love to get your thoughts on the play-in tournament and how, these star athletes and owners are reacting to it.
Yeah, I'm a bit old school. I don't like it either. I think if you play 80-something games, I mean, your record is what it is. Why do you have to have a playoff game? You got 8 spots, and you play 82 games to see who can get those 8 spots. So that's just my opinion. I don't really like it, but hey, it is what it is. So you just got to go out there and do what you got to do. Hopefully we can stay in the 6th spot so we don't have to deal with any of that mess.
Amen to that part for sure on this Sunday afternoon. But Spree, come on. You got step out of former player, step out of player that has played 82 games and is trying to get to the playoffs. You got to appreciate that at least the play-in keeps things interesting down the stretch. And to counter your argument, we love having you on, but I can't let you get away with this. If you win and handle your business, you don't have to get into the play-in.
Yeah, I guess I'm just old school, Monica. Like I said, you play all those games for a reason. I mean, and a lot of times when you get down to the end of the season, a lot of times it's just the situation where you have to win. I mean, look at us when we were in '99. We had to fight our way, scratch and claw to get that A spot, and we had to do that. So it put us in a playoff mind frame, even though we weren't in. We were like the last 10 games, so it felt like we were in the playoffs because every game counted.
Now, Spree, one more question before we get you out of here. You're a New York Knicks legend, Julius Randle, with another huge game on national TV. How can you put Julius Randle's single season so far in context, in perspective, for every Knick that has come through this year? Because he's climbing the ranks every time I see him as far as like single seasons as a New York Knick. What are your thoughts on that?
He's having an amazing season, and I think one thing too, you can tell when Tibbs is having a rough go at it offensively. Hey, we're gonna get the ball in his hands. In that third quarter when they made a run at us, who did we go to? We put him on a box and say, hey man, do your thing. We need some buckets, and he delivers. And that's the thing about it. You're gonna get out of him, and we just gotta finish. He needs to finish strong. He's had a great year. He just needs to finish strong and keep doing what he's been doing all season long. But it's one of those years where Knicks fans will definitely remember and appreciate what he's done this season for sure.